Stugats! Fuck yeah, dude. Skakel in the house. Bob just got taken down. I don't know who's Bob. Kevin Brennan business. So we got some early Dabbleverse freaks in the house. Kings game against the Columbus Blue Jackets is canceled. Rescheduled for March 9th. I mean, what do you mean just got taken down? I don't really know what you are talking about, baby. And by the way, I've been getting a lot of DMs. We liked the scoring the Chad and Tom Cassidy roast, but let's see what you got, big boy. At some point in this stream, we will judge the Earl Skakel roast at Shane Doan. The Shane Doan roast with Earl Skakel performing. I will be a very fair judge. And if you don't like how I judge, kiss my ass. What did he say? I don't watch Bob's, what up, PEI in the house? I don't watch Bob's thing, so I don't, I'm out of the loop, baby. I'm out of the loop. No, I'm not sick at all, baby. I'm feeling good, baby. This is my deep voiceover voice. Well, Calrissian, did he survive? They struck KB too. I didn't do it. This could be the time for me to strike babies. Ben Bailey, very funny. He doesn't, for some reason, you don't really hear about Ben Bailey being funny, but he is very funny. Um, Young Earl was a hunk, baby. But KB Rage quit. Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, I still watch MLC. I just don't watch it as much as I used to. Um, so, yeah, I mean, Tom Cassidy's writing for the Kevin Brennan roast was, yeah, 100%. Kevin was really, really good. I mean, I'm not impressed with too many people and their writing, but Tom Cassidy killed, and that's killing. Um, so, um, and but to be honest with you, and I know this probably won't be very popular to say, I didn't think Chad did that bad. To be frank, um, I think what was the final count, 6 of 22 or something. I mean, not a great hit rate, but no, I mean, I'm not gonna watch a 3-hour roast. I think that roast was way too long, but I just wanted to review Chad and Tom, so I will review the Earl Skakel Shane Doan roast. We're gonna cue that up right now. We're not gonna do it right now, but it's ready. It's ready. Pablo Earl, who sings your opening song? That is a YouTube page called Daze, Daze, Gone By. I don't know if that's the group or just the name of the channel, and it's called I Will Save You. Guten Tag, speaking the talk. I mean, I was honest. I was honest. Did you so yeah. My comic flavor of the month is Marcelo Hernandez. Never seen their comedy, so I cannot comment if they are good or bad. What up, VIP Auction Group? Welcome to the Earlverse, Earl World, whatever you want to call it. You look like the smart Hulk trying to turn back human. What can I? It's a good singer. What can I say? I kind of do. So, my daily life is great. So, don't worry about my daily life. So everyone just stay cool, stay warm. I mean, like I said, the weather's so bad the Kings canceled their game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, yeah, I mean, and listen, I got a lot of shit for one video I recently released. Well, there's not that many laughs. This sucks. I like to release them all, the clips I do well. I'm the only comic who will put out a clip when I'm not killing, but I want you to get the experience of what a comic goes through when you're not killing. Let's see any comic do that shit. They don't. No fake laughs, no bullshit. I don't edit laughs in. I don't cut out the silent parts. I give you all, baby. I don't even know if the Kings are going to be able to play Detroit tomorrow. So they're on a 6-game road trip. You couldn't have picked a worse week to go on a 6-game road trip. But, yeah, well, I just keep it real. I started doing stand-up around 99, maybe even late 98. So, but I wouldn't almost count those first 2 years because I was going up maybe, twice a week or whatever. 2000 to 2005, I was a maniac. I was going up 3 times a night, 7 days a week, no days off. Even if I went to a Kiss concert in Irvine, which is Orange County, I would watch the concert and then I'd stand at the exit because I knew Rock and Roll All Night back then was their last song. As soon as they say goodnight, we'll see you next year, I ran to my car to drive an hour to the Valley, which is, Van Nuys. So from Irvine to Van Nuys, it's an hour with zero traffic just to do an open mic. So, yeah, I don't think so. I think Jeff probably owns it, I would guess. So, as long as he has anything to do with it, I will not. And, I can't say the ship has sailed on Roast Battle, but I don't think it'll ever get on TV again. I mean, it's very rare that a TV show takes, has it been off the air now almost 5 or 6 years and then comes back. What up, Shandy Girl in the house? Physique update. I'm looking good. Yeah, we don't talk about a war from 1991. I got a tough enough time keeping an audience. You want to talk about a war from 40 years ago? You want to talk about the Hindenburg next? Yeah, but that's not. It was never on TV. And if you saw who was battling at the Netflix festival, it was bottom of the barrel. And it's just like, I mean, it really was fascinating how Jeff and his manager and the network fucked up the show. And trust me, I know things that probably nobody in here knows in terms of they tried to replace Moses with Wayne Brady. They tried to get rid of Coach T, who was the DJ and the quickest dude on the show, myself included. They, at some point, didn't want comics on it. They wanted rappers. And then, obviously, the season I was on, season 1, half the cast shouldn't have been on. They booked Comedy Central comics who had specials coming out, which is great, but they weren't roast comics. So who the hell is going to watch their special after they bombed doing Roast Battle? So, yeah, but Post Malone was probably so high he didn't. What's going on here? You notice he doesn't have Jeselnik anymore because Jeselnik's 1,000 times funnier. I mean, Jeselnik to me is the real roast master. That's a guy. If it was Anthony Jeselnik's roast battle, I would participate because he's not gonna have any bullshit. So. Yeah, he was just high and probably, Jeff probably, yeah, just show up, we'll pay you. And it's not like that many people. I mean, he's a big celebrity, but like, I don't think he's gonna change the ratings. Like I love Todd Barry as a comic, but like he added nothing to Roast Battle. He didn't move the needle one other extra person. It's not like if you got Tom Cruise against I don't know Miles Teller, okay, that might move the needle. So if I get bumped for that battle, I would understand it. Todd Barry, he'd never even fucking battled before. So, but that's Jeff. He don't give a fuck. He's checked out of the show. He's barely there at the LA show, but then the Netflix, he'll be there. He'll bomb. He'll use the same 3 or 4 lines. Someone will come out with a jacket on. He's like, hey, you look like you're wearing the inside of that jacket. I mean, Clearwater Chad is more creative. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that's exactly why Roast Battle stinks. Bert Kreischer. 12, you need people who know each other, battling each other, and maybe, I mean, Jeff's in there for the big shows. You're not getting rid of him. So you have Jeff, but then, Jeff's not going to have people who are as funny as he is, which is anybody. He's not going to have Jeselnik. He's not going to have, like, Mark Norman or people like that. He's going to have, like, someone like Post Malone, who probably just sat there, Permaseal finishing. 9 99. I heard Bert's show was horrible, but like I'm not gonna watch it, so I don't know. Earl, my eBay account, 24 years old and 2,200 continuous positive reviews later. I'm golden. We golden buyers sellers get more because we can be trusted. People like Chad need not apply. Yowza, yowza, yowza. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if you heard me yesterday speak about my old eBay days. I had like a what was my account name? East Skakel 2K9L. I don't know why it was 2K9L. That's just the randomness they gave it to me. And I had like 500 reviews, all positive, mostly buying. I think I maybe sold 5 to 10 jerseys, so not much in that regard. And I got credit card fraud, and I just got scared, so I deleted the account. I kind of wish I could get it back, but I didn't, and or I can't. I don't think so. And what are you gonna do? So, what up, Rudy Baga? Yo 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 yo. All right, so let's get the Earl Skakel Shane Doan roast up. We got a good amount of people in here. We're 17 minutes in. You guys are titillated and warmed up. Now, with this one, we can show the video because it's my video. I'm sniping myself. Earl Skakel, Shane Doan, bam. And now you guys can judge. Now, I'm on stage for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So, all right, hold on. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So, Tom Kennedy. Tom Cassidy was on for about 15 minutes, so it's not really comparison to him. So here we go. Now I'm going to judge. You guys watch the roast of Shane Doan. Judge along with me if you'd like. All right, enjoy Bert. I like Bert. He's always been good to me. All right, let's get my little score sheet out. And here we go.
Gentlemen, your next roaster is a comedian and actor from Los Angeles. You may have seen him on Showtime's I'm Dying Up Here. Put your hands together. Here he is. Please welcome Earl Skakel.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here at the first annual White People Awards.
One for one.
What a dais. It's like the who's who of who isn't.
2 for 2.
This room is so white, I thought I was at a meeting.
3 for 3.
We get one more black person on this dais, the Kardashians are going to storm this room.
4 for 4.
Hey, thanks for dressing up. I know you made a few million playing. You look like Tom Hanks at the end of Philadelphia.
5 for 5. I'm not fucking around.
Yeah, you don't have Tony Twist to save your ass tonight.
That's all one joke.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was really nervous tonight, and I was watching Predator in my hotel room, and turns out it was actually a George LaRock highlight reel.
6 for 6.
I don't know where George LaRock is, but I just want to say it's an honor to meet Venus Williams tonight.
7 for 7, baby. Right out of the hop.
This dais is so bad that Rick Tocchet wants to coach it.
8 for 8.
George LaRock's head is so big, the one on his shoulders.
Hello.
If George was riding shotgun with Kennedy that day, he'd still be alive.
All right, that's 9 for 9, but we have a super chat. Permaseal finishing, 9.99. Earl, what is Barry Rib's story? Is he broke or just an old ass miser? Both. Permaseal finishing. Hold on here. Let's. All right, so I'm 9 for 9 right now. Trust me, there's a bomb or two coming. I'm honest, Earl. All right, back to the roast.
George, you're so black you make PK Subban look like an albino.
10 for 10.
This roast has the potential of the Fire Festival.
All right, first bomb. I took a shot, so I'm officially 10 for 11. First bomb. Still got to laugh, though.
Just want to say thank you to Rick Bronson for having us all here. This roast is happening because Rick Bronson is here, unfortunately. Rick is so cheap that he actually wanted The Rock, but ended up with La Rock.
11 for 12.
Coop is here tonight. It's awesome to meet him. Where is he? He's just on the dais because we needed a different shade.
That's a good joke.
That's not the worst joke you've heard tonight.
I'm going to give myself a 12 for 13.
Coop, you look like the governor of Virginia impersonating Michael Jackson.
13 for 14.
By the way, I don't know if there's any law enforcement in the room, but if you have a drug-sniffing dog and you want it to die, put it by Jimmy Schubert right now.
Not bad. All right.
Jimmy is out.
It didn't kill, so I will say that's my second bomb. So right now I'm a 13 for 15. Now that wasn't a total bomb, but it didn't do well. I'm honest, Earl.
Album Zero Tolerance is so bad that when I downloaded it, 2 minutes later, I uploaded it right back to him.
Oh, I got the $9.99, bro.
Way to tag it. Did you write on season 3 of Undateable?
14 for
Kill
16.
More drug sniffing dogs than Michael Vick. It's a roast, you morons. I'll take this jersey off right now. I'll have you know that.
All right, hold on. That was kind of one. That was like 3 jokes in one. One didn't do well. One did good. One did well. So I gave myself a win on that one. So right now I'm 14 for 16. But Permaseal, when Permaseal talks, we all listen, baby. Permaseal finishing $9.99. Chad's living on last minute gigs. Translation: never anyone's first choice. Well, I think in the Dabbleverse world, when Chad makes a video and says, I just got a last minute gig, that's telling people you're available. Now, I get a lot of last minute gigs myself, so I can't really slam them for that, but I'm very selective. Like, I get offered road work all the time because I have enough TV credits, even though I haven't been on TV in a minute. It's still more TV credits than most comics have. So I get offered stuff all the time. But if I'm not getting paid well, I'm not going to do the gig. So I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do it. I was offered road gigs last week in Dallas, not Austin, but Dallas. And I saw the weather reports, and I'm not, that ain't happening. So, so basically, Permaseal, I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with you. It really depends on how selective you are. I don't know Chad and the offers he gets. I know the offers I get. I could work the road almost every weekend if I wanted to. But I turn down things. He might turn down things. He might not. I don't know. But thank you very much either way. So let's read some super chats. Right now, if you're keeping score, I am 14 for 16. So thank you very much. The guy in the jersey is killing. Trust me on that one. I mean, yes, the crowd, even the two jokes that I marked as bombs got laughs. But I didn't want you guys to think I was just going to say every joke killed. They didn't. All right.
All right. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was really nervous tonight, and I was watching Predator in my hotel room, and turns out it was actually a George LaRock highlight reel.
15 for 17.
I don't know where George LaRock is, but I just want to say it's an honor to meet Venus Williams tonight.
16 for 18.
This dais is so bad that Rick Tocchet wants to coach it.
Oh, wait, we already heard that one. All right.
George LaRock's head is so big.
All right, hold on. Let's go back to... All right, I'm 14 for 16. Hold on.
George, you're so black you make PK Subban. This roast has the potential of the Fire Festival.
That was the first bomb.
This roast is happening because Rick is so cheap that he had
True. Dang true.
Coop is here tonight. It's awesome to meet him in a different shade.
I think that's where we left off.
That's not the worst joke you've heard tonight. Coop, you look like the governor of Virginia impersonating Michael Jackson. By the way, I don't know if there's any law enforcement in the room, but if you have a drug sniffing dog.
I got the $9.99, bro.
Way to tag it. Did you write on season 3 of Undateable? You've killed more drug sniffing dogs than Michael Vick.
All right, I think that's where we ended. All right, hold on. We got some super chats coming in. Permaseal finishing $4.99. Earl, when you going to do some 80s Spider-Man on your show? Time to set you apart from the rest. Never, Permaseal, never. I could probably do it with my figurines. Chad's life is a calendar and no need of a pen. Hello. Yeah, I'm 14 for 16. Sorry about that. I think I hit the wrong button, so let's go.
It's a roast, you morons! I'll take this jersey off right now. I'll have you know that this is a George LaRock game-worn jersey. George won this in a raffle.
All right, 15 for 17.
George wore this jersey for 2 years. 2 years. There's not a fucking mark on it.
16 for 18.
I don't know what gets less action, this jersey in the corners or Liberace at the Playboy Mansion.
You know what? I mean, that didn't bomb. It didn't do great. But tie goes to the runner, so I'm going to give myself 17 for 19 on that one. It did not bomb, but it didn't do great. But it got some laughs. I mean, look at that. They're laughing. Permaseal finishing $4.99. Chad, Ray DeVito's a lot of things. Funnier Than You is the funnest to me. I mean, I've never seen Ray's outside the Hackamania set, and I would not say that was stand-up. But Ray did well. So, all right, 17 for 19. We've got 3 more minutes. This
is either a Deus or an Amber Alert lineup.
18 for 20.
George LaRock. Jesus, that is like the whitest name you could get ever given to you. And a lot of people don't know that African Americans play hockey because they all have white names. You have George LaRock, you have Donald Brashear, you have Anson Carter, you have Fred. I mean, white people are going to get really nervous when Shaquille Olakawande shows up to the rink.
19 for 21.
We're fucked. All right, now it's time to talk about the man of the hour, Sam Doan.
20 for 22.
No, that's it. I'm just kidding around with this. Sean Doan
I'll count this as one joke.
played with one team for 21 years. And he's retiring. And a lot of athletes don't know what to do after they retire. But Sam's a smart guy. He's going to get into pornography now.
21 to 23.
And, a couple people wanted to be here tonight, but they couldn't. Sam, Dustin Brown wanted to be here tonight. But he couldn't make it because of the distance. He's across the street.
22.
We're here to celebrate one of the most famous hockey players ever in the Phoenix area. And that's a big deal. Unfortunately, Austin Matthews is in Toronto.
23.
I just want to say, Rick. But seriously, Shane, I'm a Los Angeles King fan. Would you wait till I give the compliment? And I hated watching Shane Doan play. I hated watching him play every game against the Kings, and it's only because I wish he was on the Kings. So it's an honor to roast you, and thank you.
That's so unbelievable. Awesome, unreal. Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
All right. So that was me at the Shane Doan roast. I had me 23 for 25. That was not a shot at Ray. If you saw the Hackamania live stream, I'm assuming you did. That show was not stand-up. That was a Dabbleverse roast. So that's not a shot at Ray. Ray had the best set. I did not, but I also was probably the only one who did pure stand-up. So, yeah, I don't fuck around, you know. But I was so happy. I was just started dating my ex-fiance, so my personal life was at an all-time high. You know, and Chris, my buddy Chris, got me on the roast. So I wasn't even supposed to be on the roast, and it was awesome. It was like probably the best highlight of my career in terms of, and Bonnie McFarlane was producing it, so I got to kill in front of her. It was just awesome. Like, it was like a dream gig. Like the Ric Flair roast, I did well. This one I killed. Would you go on a Jeff? He would never have me on. He didn't even want me on the Adam Egan roast because he was afraid of me. You think he's going to have me on a Jeff Ross roast? Now, if he had any fucking business sense, he would, because people would love to see that. But given what I would joke about, I don't think he would have me on. Yeah. I just thought it would be. I wanted to. I was doing a test stream. I did like an hour stream like this, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to dinner, and I'm just going to leave the stream on watching the riots. And I wanted to see if people would watch, if people would leave. I think a lot of people liked the video, and about 20 people stayed. So I'm not going to do that much. I just thought it would be. I just wanted to see um, what would happen if um, I just left the stream on. People kept saying you should stream yourself sleeping. I'm not going to do that, but um, you know, so it was an experiment. I'm still experimenting on my stream, so that's all you can do. Is YouTube is they don't make it very easy to figure out the algorithm, which I guess is good because then everyone would do it. But I'm having fun experimenting. Cast out that foul demon, Chad. Permaseal finishing $1.99. I think you're doing it. So I didn't actually that one stream. So that stream was over like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Didn't pick up one subscriber, not one. So that's the funny thing is then the other day I just did an hour stream, like this and pick up 20 subscribers. So down with Zumach, up with Boozmock. So it's just so weird to me, Permaseal finishing. Are you talking about Chad from Buffalo? No, he's talking about Chad Zumach, Keith, not Clearwater Chad. Frankfurt, Earl, do you think that Chad really broke into that woman's home and waited in her dark kitchen waiting for her to arrive? I don't know, to be honest with you. And that's not me avoiding the question. I don't know. That's the one. I mean, I know about the gym and the credit card thing, but I don't know anything about that one. What was on the writer that you sent Melton? No, I just told him I would go last on the stand-up show because I thought, I'm used to going on last at the Comedy Store, so I thought, I'll volunteer to go last. Probably a mistake. Probably would have done a little better if I went on before the guy who did the pedophile jokes for 10 minutes. But not much better because like I said, I was doing stand-up. I wasn't doing dabble versus roast shit. But looking back, I mean, for me, the funnest part was to win Earl Skakel's money because then that was a little Kill Tony-ish. So me, Tukey, and Alex Ansel, who's a Vegas comic, it was a little more my speed, roasting the comics and whatnot. The stand-up show was probably the least fun for me. Yeah, I mean, the heckler, that's, like I said, the heckler, big cojones when you're in the crowd. When I invited him on the stage to say that, he all of a sudden got quiet, which is how I think most trolls would react. No, I've never done a gig with Liam. So I like Liam. I get along with him. And I like him when he's on MLC. He kind of like is a silent troll, but we don't do the same rooms. LA is as small as LA is in terms of the comedy world. It's you and a friend could do comedy for 5 years and not see each other. There's the alt scene. There's the mainstream comedy store scene. There's the beach scene. So But I'd never actually seen his stand-up. I know at some point someone told Liam that I was goofing on his stand-up with Chad on a stream. I don't think I ever did that. Like, I don't recall ever seeing Liam stand-up. So, yeah. Well, I said, why don't you say that to my face? And, the guy did not take me up on my offer. Now, I wasn't going to do anything, obviously. I wasn't going to hit a heckler. You know how many times in my life I've been told I'm not funny? And if you notice, even the bad comments on my YouTube shorts, I don't take down. Um, well, there's, not speaking of Liam, obviously, but like there's different kinds of funny. There's funny podcasters who are bad comics. There's funny writers who are bad comics. There's funny comics who are bad writers. I remember when my ex, who is a very accomplished television writer, they needed roast jokes for some, I think it was like the roast of Kiki Palmer, I think, on Facebook or something. And they said, well, you date the roast battle guy. Why don't you bring him in? I'm like, I don't write for other people. I'm a performer. I write for myself. And then they um, they got a bunch of roast battle comics to submit their packets. And she told me that this one girl's packet who was fairly popular on the roast show. She never got on the TV show, but she was heavily involved in the weekly show. They laughed at her writing packet because she couldn't format a joke for other people, because she was used to just looking out across at someone on the stage going, "You're fat, you're this, you're that." Well, that's not what a roast is. A roast battle, that's what it is, but not a roast. So, just some people. You look at Jesse Joyce. He's a great comic, a great writer, but he was a bad roast battler because he's a wordsmith. I mean, Jesse Joyce's jokes take 2, 3, 4 minutes. Well, in roast battle, that's way too long. So, it's just, there's funny cops who are bad cops. There's bad cops who are funny cops. 42 minutes, guys. Hit the like and subscribe button, pretty please. Thank you for the financial tips, Permaseal Finishing. Well, I'm not going to spend that kind of money to have a good story for you guys, because this is one of those low-level gigs where they want you to pay your own way, airfare-wise, because in their minds, well, we're paying you a lot of money for the stand-up. You can get here. Nah, not me. So... Plus, obviously, I wouldn't drive to Dallas. That would be so cost prohibitive. It would be scary. But like some road comics would take this gig. It's like $1,000 for the weekend. A B-level club, maybe even a C-level club. It wasn't like it was, the Arlington Improv. It was not. So it just wasn't financially worth it to me. I get shit like that all the time. I got 2 weeks ago, I was offered to do a gig, headline a corporate gig in Santa Barbara, $25. Now, some comics would have taken the gig, not me. I don't know enough about Liam's comedy. You can tell he's a very good writer. Just being on streams with him, you can tell he's funny, he's dry, he's sarcastic. I love that shit. So, Bohemian Groove or Bohemian Grove. No, it was not Bohemian Grove. I would not be doing a corporate gig for the Bilderbergs. See, I know the reference. I got the reference. And I've gotten gigs to play Florida, Jacksonville, and it's just not enough money. That's why I'm a little spoiled with the voiceover gigs, because they just spoil me. Like I said, I've done lottery commercials. Buy your Georgia State Lottery scratchers now. Void where prohibited. $1,850. I had to say it 15 times. They pick which one they want. I got a check for $1,850. I literally was in this chair talking into this mic. So why the hell would I fly to Jacksonville to do some B-level comedy club? It's just, but that's just how I do it, you know. Yeah, I mean, Liam is a silent troll, like, um, and I love that. What's up, Big W? 15 more minutes, guys. We're just doing a nice, humble stream. I'm seeing a hot new clip hitting the airways. Kevin Brennan reacts to Keanu Thompson's accusations about Scarlett Hampton. Well, you knew that was coming. I'm going to watch that later, but I'm not going to watch it now because I don't do the sniping and all that shit. So, but I'm sure that will be a very popular stream. Permaseal finishing, $4.99. I'm half joking about Z-Man. He's hurt himself more than anyone. He refuses to try and redeem himself. Well, Permaseal finishing. First of all, thank you very much. I think the problem is that he's created this wrestling character. Yeah, 100%, David. I'm not going to do a gig to break even or drive 4 hours to break even. Vegas was very much worth it for me with what I got paid. So I would do Vegas this weekend, if they offered me the gig. It was such a fun gig, but more importantly, well-paying gig. Everything was taken care of. Everything the guy said he did it 5 minutes before he told me he would. So, thank you. That's Kip Smith's thumbnail, John. So, it's just one of those things that, Chad has backed himself into a corner with, the fake girlfriend story, the Cumia Contra thing. So he now, I think, is trying to outdo himself with the next story, which is great if he can, but at some point he's going to run out of a story. But, that's up to you guys to watch it or not watch it. I am not doing Hackamania this year. I wasn't invited, to be frank. And I probably wouldn't do it if I was invited, because I just think that Hackamania, that's like a Dabbleverse convention, and I'm not really in the Dabbleverse. Yeah, I did Clown Town the other night, but I asked the boys in Clown Town. I said, "Hey, I'll talk about the Dabbleverse, but I don't really want to have it be like the main part." So, um, you know, well, you guys just can't rely on Permaseal. It'd be nice if every now and then someone else would. But see, I don't grift you guys. I don't say, "Well, give me more money and I'll do another 10 minutes." I don't do that shit. And I also want you guys to want more. So you're still in denial. You're in the dabble. Not really. How am I in the dabble? I do MLC maybe 2 to 3 times a year. Other than that, I don't have Scarlett on my stream. I mean, outside of MLC, okay, I did Clown Town. I think I did the Quadfather show once, I mean, you can count my Dabbleverse appearances in a year under 10 appearances on whatever shows. So I think if you want to put a gun in my head, I'd say I'm Dabbleverse adjacent. So, I'd be fine with that. Permaseal, whoa. Permaseal finishing $4.99. What would you advise a failing 51-year-old who's not funny in your business to do? Asking for an enemy. Yeah. Well, I'm 57, so. I mean, listen, comedy is the one thing where you can make it at an older age. I mean, listen, Kill Tony. If Kill Tony can get on Netflix, I think any idea is possible. If Roast Battle could have 5 seasons on television, 3 in here, 2 in the UK, anything's possible. So I would advise, fuck your age. Your age doesn't matter, to be honest with you, in my opinion. You come up with a good idea that makes money, Hollywood will work with you. Now, is it harder? I mean, I'm in the worst age category you can be. Mid-50s, white, semi-normal looking. You just can't, you can't pick a worse whatever you want to call it, a worse demographic. So that would be my advice. Come up with a good idea. Get out of this Dabbleverse shit because there's, yes, there's money in it if you're Kevin Brennan or Shuley or Carl. There's probably under 10 streams in the Dabbleverse that make money. And Chad makes money out of it. I mean, I watched that one stream he had 100 super chats. So my advice to him would be get out of he's never going to get out of the Dabbleverse because it makes him too much money, but branch out and come up with a good idea where, because the Dabbleverse, I do agree with Louis J. Gomez. It's a very small market and it's at capacity. There's only so many super chatters. So they've already picked who they're going to tip or donate, whatever you want to call it. The only reason Permaseal is tipping to me is because Chad pissed him off. So, you're going to wait a long time if you're going to say, okay, well, Borgo could come to me if Kevin says something stupid. Well, that, could be at never. And, all those people who, are generous with their dollars, so it's a tough one, Now, I'm lucky I'm not streaming to make money. But it doesn't suck to get paid $61 so far for 51 minutes of work. It's not a bad ratio. Now, obviously, YouTube takes their cut, but still, even if YouTube took half, that's a nice hourly wage. Big W, $4.99. Thanks for hanging out Saturday. Hope to see you this Saturday. Yeah, thank you very much. I had a very good time. Mud Sharks Unite. You should do Chad's show where you guys watch old TV shows. Problem is, I don't want the drama that Chad brings. You're going to show Chad, people are going to clip it, make fun of him, and then I'm in the show, so I get made fun of. And I don't roast people online. I got something bad to say, I'll say it to your face. So that's why, when I went on Clown Town, and I think Panhandler actually said, "Hey, Earl, I've got Bell's palsy. You can make fun of it if you want." I'm like, nah, don't do that. I'll say it to your face, if we're getting into it, but I'm not going to make fun of your Bell's palsy. So, yes, we better hurry if it's going to be a Lois meetup, if you know what I'm saying. Earl, what is your Tinder age? My Tinder age, 57. I don't lie on my dating apps, but I'm not on dating apps right now, if you mean. Well, age does mean something in Hollywood. I mean, listen, if, like I said, I'm in my mid-50s, that's like the kiss of death. And I'm just a white guy in his mid-50s. That is not a great age to be in Hollywood. But, it's like the guy who created... Oh, thank you, John. Thank you very much. It's like the guy who created White Lotus. I think his name's Mike White. He literally couldn't get work. He was so desperate for work, he went on Survivor. And then I think because he went on Survivor, I believe he got the idea from White Lotus from Survivor. And now he'll never have to worry about not working again. What up, Kim Nicholson? No Gusto. Yeah, I mean, I've been on Dabbleverse streams. I mean, probably most people know me from MLC, but I don't necessarily consider MLC I mean, I guess it is a Dabbleverse stream, but when Florentine and me are on it, I don't consider that Dabbleverse. That's more like a tough crowd panel. Yeah, I love me some Poison. No, that is not an Ed Hardy shirt. It is a Poison shirt. John Varvatos, baby. Permaseal finishing $1.99. Earl, Big W set. Did Big W set off your gaydar Saturday night? Not to me, but I wasn't really paying attention. Because you also got to understand, I had a Comedy Store set an hour after that, so I wasn't really going, which one of these guys is a Piazza? Gilly was doing a cool thing with clubs. She streamed clubs, shows you the green room. Yeah, but I've been doing that for 3 or 4 years. I mean, I've got several streams where I go up to the Comedy Store, show you the names on the wall, give a brief history of that person. I've streamed the main room, green room. So I love Gilly, but that's hardly a Gilly thing. Why is it not a great age? Well, it's a great age to me. I mean, I feel amazing for 57, but in Hollywood, I'm getting, it's just they want Matt Rife. They don't want Earl Skakel in terms of because I'll tell you, this is probably a better way to explain it. Um, I had a ICM agent, that's International Creative Management. They are one of the big ones. I mean, a top three agency in Hollywood. Guy sees me at a show, he comes up to me and goes, "Dude, you were my favorite one tonight. How old are you?" That was his first question. Not how long you been doing it, who are your influences, how old are you? And I said I was 46 at the time. And he looks at me and goes, "Bro, I would love to sign you, but everyone above me who I have to get the approval from would say he's too old. We only have a 10-year career out of him." So they want someone like a Matt Rife who they can have a 20, 30-year career. But I told the guy, "Well, why not just make money off me for 10 years and then dump me?" And he's like, "Dude, it ain't up to me. If it was, you'd be on my roster." So that's what I was told 11 years ago. So you can imagine what it's like when you're 57. Permaseal Finishing, $4.99. Chad extracted 28 grand out of what's 98% KB's audiences. Chad has never attracted anything on his own except charges. How can I fix that? You got to come up with a good idea. So yeah, I mean that's but Chad, me, anyone, you come up with a good idea, like a Kill Tony or a roast battle, doesn't matter. You could be 100, they'll work with you. Because, Tony, like you guys all remember him right now because he's like popping right now. But, Tony could barely get work in this town before Kill Tony. He was just a wisecracking, unknown comic. And then he built, him and Red Band built Kill Tony into a juggernaut. So that's why Tony got the big push, because Netflix can make money off of him, because those kids aren't getting paid much. William Montgomery is not probably getting anything more than SAG scale. And probably Tony did not invent roasting. Tony lost to Tom Ballard and K. Trevor Wilson. I beat both easily. So anyway, but age in that regard would have nothing to do with it. Trust me, if I had invented Kill Tony, I did not. I would be on Netflix right now, and Tony would be a staff writer. So I mean, Tony, listen, I'm giving him credit right now. You guys can try and tune it into me like shitting on Tony, but I'm giving him credit. That's the one great thing that keeps me going about comedy is you come up with a good idea, it's golden. Permaseal Finishing, $4.99. More bad things happen around Felicia than Zumach. Wait. I mean, well, I wish everyone had a vendetta with Chad if this is the way it goes. I mean, Gilly, I think, my opinion, I don't know if I'm answering your super chat, Permaseal. It's not really a question, but I think Gilly and Dixon still have a thing for each other. I think Karmic was the perfect guy for her because he's not going to care if she talks about him a lot. I can tell you this much. If any girl I'm dating is talking about their ex, I'm out. I said, go back to your ex or end it with them, figure it out, and then let's reconvene. Because, yeah, I mean, Holtzman's a perfect example of here's a guy who was basically unknown for the last 20 years, but Bill Burr took a liking to him, Rogan's taken a liking to him, and he's touring the country. I don't really care if Buckman's going live, to be honest with you. That's the thing is and Holtzman is probably, I would guess he's maybe at least 8 to 10 years older than me. So my whole point is you can make it in this business if you come up with an idea. I guarantee you, if my YouTube stream uh, ever got to like say 100,000 subs and the numbers were popping, the industry would notice. Hey, Earl, why don't you do a talk show on YouTube? I mean, that's how it goes. Um, so I think that it's never too late to make it. And I've also got but making it is also different to all kinds of people. To some people, I've made it. I don't think I've made it. To some people, Hinchcliffe's made it. And some people, Rogan's made it. I mean, and I'm sure to Rogan, someone's made it more than him. Sandler, and then I'm sure to Adam Sandler, Albert Brooks was his mentor or whatever. So you just have to come up with an idea and you stick with it. I mean, listen, like I said, I can't put an actual number on it, but I mean, I was on the first Kill Tony I did was number 8, and there was nobody in the fucking room, like literally maybe 30 people, and it was that way for a long time. Yeah, I mean, Hassan was smart. He moved to Austin early. The people who moved to Austin now, it's too late in terms of getting in with Rogan, unless he really flips out and thinks you're something special. Um, so I mean, Hassan and Derek Poston, very smart to move to Austin really before it started popping. I mean, I think they might have moved before the mothership even opened. So they probably curried favor with Rogan, at Vulcan Gas Company, and Adam passed them, and um, it's they've made the most of it, and there's a lot of people who've moved to Austin even around that time who haven't made it because they just sat there and thought, well, I'll get on Rogan's podcast and I'll just be famous. Well, it doesn't work like that. Well, thank you, Justin. I mean, I'm a work in progress, but I'm also a work that's not for everybody, to be honest with you. So, you know, well, I don't know about that, Mutante. Yeah, San isn't passed at the Comedy Store. So, I think Emily, had her own method of who she thought was funny, and now Rose has her own method. Adam certainly had his own method. I mean, I was the first person Adam passed, me and Candace Thompson. So it's really just, it's a roll of the dice. I've been lucky that the last 3 bookers have liked me, but I've also prepared myself for, I mean, the next booker. I mean, Rose just got the job, so there probably won't be a new booker for a couple years, but, it's a roll of the dice when the next booker comes in. So, I mean, I don't know. The Austin scene is like every other comedy scene. There's good, there's bad. Have you ever called a comedy club? Oh, I'm sorry, my opinion. I think I missed that question. Have you ever called a comedy club a D room because they were having a comic you were beefing and then it backfired because the owner caught the insult? I mean, I beef with very few comics, to be honest with you. I mean, I beef with Jeff, and I beef with one fat roast battle comic who was a sexual predator. So, and that person gets no work. So I really don't beef with. I mean, there's comics maybe I don't necessarily like, but I'm not doing the Chad where I'm picking beefs every week. I mean, this business, I would say half the gigs I get is because I'm well liked. It's not to say you have to be an absolute ass kisser, but, pays to be liked. Permaciel Finishing, it doesn't matter. I don't want to say his name because no, I don't believe Rose was ever a comic. Because if I mention his name, then he's such an idiot. He's going, hey, they're talking about me. Permaciel Finishing, $4.99. Johnny Carson is a modern day saint. He speaks the truth no matter who's listening. I mean, that's kind of the angle I'm taking. I keep it real. I'm like the Ultimate Warrior. When the Ultimate Warrior was alive and he talked shit about Hulk Hogan and said Kevin Nash is this, people, oh, you're just bitter. And then when he died and, Hogan's life turned out how it turned, people are like, oh, maybe the war wasn't full of shit. Well, I think the truth is the best comedy. I talk about when my parents died 2 months apart, my interactions at the funeral home. It's so fucking funny. Like what this guy was trying to sell me a casket like it was a car. I'm trying to get on the Gutfeld show, baby. It's not that easy. Thank you for addressing that. I forgive you for stiffing us on any time. Wait, they may or may not be owed. Well, I mean, I don't really, it's just the way I conduct my comedy life. Well, the thing is, you got to let the silence speak. Does Gino have money? I don't know. I don't know anything about his finances. Permaseal finishing $1.99. I'm listening to Hi Stevie Lou and watching you. Yeah, I mean, Stevie Lou's not really a comic, but, he's a good whack packer for Kevin. Thank you very much. I don't know Tyrus, to be honest with you. Now, I know Adam Hunter and Jamie LaSalle well, but, they probably wouldn't help me because then Skakel's funny. He's coming in. He could take my spot. That's just how comics speak. All right, that's how comics thinks. I would be a great booker because I keep it real. I don't care how many Instagram followers you have. I don't care, who you know. I'd be an amazing booker because I'm, obviously I've been a comic for 20,000 years. Brockton MMA, be careful out there, baby. Because I also get the modern social media scam of, hey, this comic, my friend, I don't want to say her name, but she's an Instagram model. She has 1 million followers. And she used to get spots all over town, mainly at the Laugh Factory and Improv. And the theory is, well, she has 1 million followers. So if, literally 0.01%, not 1%, but 0.01% come, that's 30, 40 people will be in the room. But the thing with people with large followings is, at least in Los Angeles, most of their followers aren't in Los Angeles. They're in Wyoming or, Winnipeg, Manitoba. So she never filled the room. I did a lot of shows with her where she didn't have one person show up, and I had 5. And she literally has 1,000 times more followers than me. So that's a big myth in the world of comedy. There was a comic Saturday night who, I'm not going to say the age, sex, whoever it was, a very large social media following. Wasn't one person there to see them. So, Earl, did you have a bar mitzvah? No, I was raised Catholic. Are you a Trumper? I am not. My dad used to make people laugh. Well, it's, probably making coworkers laugh, but it's another thing to make people laugh who've paid $20 to $100 to sit there and 2-drink minimum and paid for parking and dinner. Well, my mom's Jewish, but I was raised Catholic, so I am a very different breed, if you know what I'm saying. No, I would not. But I care so much about the Comedy Store. When I was hearing rumblings of people being let go, I put in my name in the hat, to book the Comedy Store because I think I'd be the perfect booker for it. Because I know the Comedy Store, it takes a different comic. It's, Dane Cook is not passed at the Comedy Store, which you've seen. This guy was or is one of the biggest comics in the world. He's not passed there, but he's not a Comedy Store comic. He would run the light. He would bump people, and that's just not how it works at the Comedy Store. Laugh Factory and Improv, that works, not at the store. The idea that one president is the reason for the state of the country is embarrassing. Well, Supernova, it's like a hockey coach. Like the LA Kings right now, they're not doing great. So you can't fire 20 players. You can fire the coach. And the president is the coach of the country. Same thing in, Gavin Newsom out here is the governor of California. California is a shithole. The crime is through the roof. Homelessness is through the roof. Overdevelopment's through the roof. He's the coach. Yes, 100% Keith. Permaseal finishing, $4.99. The Scarlet Chad paradox. She's half his age and double his wealth. Well, it's going to be a temporary double this wealth because let me tell you something. Permaseal. I don't know what you do for a living. It's none of my business. I'm assuming it's a well-paying job based on your last week in the Earlverse. You know, OnlyFans girls and pornography people, it's a very quick buck because people move on. They don't want to jack off to the same girl. That's just the way that world works. So she might be making money now. She does have a good look. She's very young looking. But, um, I'm sure that she's already being replaced by the younger version of her. And it's a brutal, obviously, I think she's pretty, but it's a brutal fucking business, man. It's brutal. Remember when Newsom cleaned up Skid Row overnight? 100%. He did the same thing with Venice Beach. It's still back to being a shithole. So, yeah, I need to get in the Permaseal finishing biz. Maybe I should quit comedy and do what Permaseal does, whatever that may be. So, right now she might have more money than Chad, but, in 5 years when she's a little weathered, got a wrinkle here, maybe gained some weight, she's not quite the young looking girl she is now, with probably no plan B. Because it's really a horrible way to, think of it. I mean, I see it in comedy too. Permaseal finishing, $1.99, and Scarlett's view counts. Yeah, I mean, listen, any girl is going to get more view counts than a guy. That's just the way it works. I love that fur jacket. It's a green John Varvatos, baby. So, and you might say, well, she could do what Jenna Jameson did and get into producing. But porn really is done for free now. You can go on 100%. I'll take it, JJ. You could go on YouPorn, RedTube, and watch porn for free. So no one's going to want to pay Scarlett. I mean, no one's going to want to pay anyone to do porn when you can just watch it for free, amateur porn. So amateur porn is killing people in terms of the porn business. So, now OnlyFans, you could do that, but, OnlyFans is like Patreon, people leave your Patreon for the next girl pretty often, or your OnlyFans. I mean, there was a girl who I knew who was literally in the top 1% of earners in OnlyFans. I mean, definitely a millionaire. But her numbers dropped like a rock. The second she gained a little weight, started piling on the makeup, people just went for the younger version of her. So it's a very tough world when you're making your living off your looks. It's really it's like a milk carton. You got an expiration date, and then that's when the desperation gets in, and you're working at a rub and tug joint. So I've seen that movie, and it's the same ending. But I hope Scarlett finds her way. I personally don't think she's doing it the right way. Looking for advice in the Dabbleverse, especially on MLC, but whatever. Have you met Chad's girlfriend? I have not been in a room with Chad in 7 years, so no, I have not met his girlfriend. Sonic Jones, you do this every day. We don't do the all caps in here, please. Yeah, but they're supporting her now, but in a year from now, they won't be. Trust me, they won't. She might get like an ogre who looks like Clearwater Chad supporting her, but like for the most part, because I know OnlyFans girls. I know their fate. I know the girls who are in the pornography world. It's the same thing. It's like a boy band. The minute your boy band ages, the fan base either ages themselves and they move on to a different genre of music, or they move to a younger boy band. All right, hold on. I mean, I like Clearwater Chad, but he might support her still. But that baby, she want to go pee pee right now. And it's just a brutal business, man. It's not a very friendly, you know, any business that you rely on solely your looks is not going to be. Hold on. Oh, we're getting a super chat. Hold on. We got to give you the Reagan. Lois be chilling right now. Permaseal Finishing, $4.99. Yes, Stevie Lou real high, discussing getting high with strangers at concerts. DMP is a monster. I don't know what DMP is, but thank you for the super chat, baby doll. Yeah, I mean, I like Stevie Lou. I don't. This isn't meant as an insult. Hold on, let me put Lois's leash on. You can look at my wall jack for a second. Hold on, I gotta put my visor on so I don't get skin cancer again. I mean, I like Stevie Lou. He's a nice enough dude. I think the last time I spoke with him was when Ski Mask did what he did. But I don't think he adds a lot. He just smokes weed and agrees with Kevin. So very nice day out, actually. Well, that I don't know in terms of what Stevie does for the show behind the scenes. But, I mean, he's perfect for Kevin. I mean, like, I love Kevin, but he just wants yes people around. Clearwater Chad staring into the camera. Stevie Lou just taking bong hits, agreeing with Kevin. Yeah, I mean, I like Stevie. I just, I don't know. I just don't know if he adds a lot to. Hold on. I pick up my dog, too. I just personally don't know if he adds a lot to the stream long term. But Kevin likes him, so, what are you going to do? Who am I to sit here to tell Kevin what to do with his stream? Very nice day out, actually. Because Kevin is such a strong personality, you don't really need a second strong personality. I mean, Chad, listen, whether you like Chad or not, and Permaseal, I'm going to guess you don't. It's just a hunch. Chad's probably the perfect person for Kevin. He's kind of like, this is a Letterman thing. He's like Larry Bud Melman was for Letterman. He knows Kevin's timing, and it's he's the perfect sidekick. Yeah, I mean, that's all. I don't know what Stevie does for work. But, you know, I mean, listen, it's Kevin likes him, so that puts Kevin in a good mood. And, you know, that's all that matters, I suppose. You know, it's like the crew that Carl has, you know. I think Carl could probably do the show on his own, but he likes having those guys around. So there you go. Yeah, I don't think it's 10 degrees here. I mean, it's... Well, Chad's perfect for the Dabbleverse. I mean, look, when I went on Clown Town Saturday night, they brought up Kumia Country. What was that, 2.5 years ago? But people still talk about it. I mean, the Chad verse, they might as well call it the Chad verse. You know, it's such a simple world. And, you know, it's pro wrestling. And that's why I think Chad is successful on it. Because Chad's a pro wrestling guy. So he gets the heel, the face, you turn back, you create a wacky storyline. I mean, on the surface, him saying he has a girlfriend has provided content for 3 or 4 fucking months. Like, you know? I mean, is anyone talking about anything Stevie Lou said from 2.5 years ago? No. But, you know, that's the beauty, or I should say, that's the value of Chad. He literally creates content. She's the best dog ever. And you know, who cares if he has a girlfriend or not? You know, because what it does is gives people the opportunity to goof on him. And now, with the big thing in the Dabbleverse is all the stream sniping, or whatever you want to call it, it literally gives programming for 15 fucking streams. You know? So, you know, I mean, Chad's more sustainable than Scarlett. Because Scarlett, you know, like I said, it's such a one-note thing with her. You know, and I think the women in the Dabbleverse are fairly replaceable. I mean, look at, you know, Gilly. I mean, Gilly was the hot topic the last 2 months. But then I think the storyline with her and Karmic, it's gotten stale, to be honest with you. So now it's time to move on to this hot little pretty blonde who's fucking Matt Mead and doing this. And so Gilly's been replaced. And now at some point, probably in a month or so, Scarlett will be replaced. So... Some people aren't funny at all. I would agree with that. How often are you hit on by fellows walking Lois? I mean, I'm just saying, you look, Permasil $9.99. Not as much as you think. I do get picked up on at the gym a lot because I have a great body for a 57-year-old. You know, do I have a bit of a belly? Yeah, I'm 57. I mean, it's going to happen. But, yesterday I was doing 125-pound dumbbell bench presses for reps. Don't think every piazza in the gym was like, I like that to rep me. Scarlett is too unstable, 100%. Thank you very much, Permaseal, for the question. So, it's just one of those things that, it's like wrestling, you need new storylines. People get sick of the same wrestler. People eventually got sick of Hulk Hogan, so they brought in the Ultimate Warrior. He didn't carry the torch that long, so they brought back Hogan. And then, they brought in John Cena and that generation. So, curls, I was doing 110-pound on the easy bar. I do work on my abs, but I used to be a certified fitness trainer. The thing with strong abs isn't crunches, it's cardio, because that melts the fat. Because the abs are muscles under the fat. They don't get rid of the fat. That's a very big misnomer with, I'll just do sit-ups and I'll have a six-pack. You could do sit-ups all day, every day. You're not going to get a six-pack if you got fat over it. Bench, I've never been good at bench. I mean, I could do 225 on the incline 12 times. On the straight bench, it hurts my shoulder a lot, so I could do maybe 225 5 times. My all-time bench record was 305 once, and I almost fell off the bench doing it. I have not seen Big W work out at all. Yeah, I mean, you have to do the cardio element. Hot yoga is great, because you're basically shocking your body into melting fat off. See, I don't know who Blanche is, so that's why I say I'm not Dabbleverse. I have no idea who Blanche is. Guys, we'll go a couple more minutes. Please, pretty please, hit the like and subscribe button, and then you can go to MLC if they're on again or whatever's going on there. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of clips. Yeah, I mean, fasting helps. I mean, it's really garbage in, garbage out. I mean, you could eat Snickers bars all day if you burn the calories. Now, to burn 1 calorie, you got to basically burn 3 calories. It doesn't really make sense, but that's the way it works. So if you eat 100 calories, you have to burn 200 calories to lose that weight. Kit Kats are, they're straight sugar. And sugar is really the easiest thing to burn. So that's why I never really had a boner about eating sugar, because you burn that first. What are really tough to burn are carbs, like pasta, bread. That it just sits in your belly. Thank you very much, my opinion. Thank you very much. Yes, the money's great. Listen, $102, that's not too bad. For 1.5 hours, that's a nice hourly wage, even with the 30% being taken. But the likes and subscriptions help me. They just do. And what also helps is the the activity in the chat. YouTube just wants to see activity. So there's another stream. Kevin Brennan and Stevie Lou watch Scarlett Hampton on live stream. I'm good on that. Well, I'm not necessarily strong. I mean, what up, Big Ben Bones Jones? I have a terrible body for certain exercises. For example, I have very long arms, so that's not great for bench pressing. You look at some of the greatest bench pressers of all time, they're short and stout. I have not tried a Tim Tam yet, but I am working my way through Mavers. Bench press, because my arms are super long. Like, they're not muscular, but they're long. So I have further to push the bar. Whereas if I was stout, say my arms were like this long, I just have to go from there to there. Well, Lois is not getting a surgery. She's going to just ride it out with what she has, and See, I see what you did there, Silverback. You think I'm dumb enough to say that name out loud. You think I'm dumb enough to say Dixon Yaz. Oh, wait, you got me. You got me. My bad, my bad, my bad. Oh, some of the best workouts I had was when I had a girlfriend cheat on me and I went to the gym, and I swear to God, I've never been so strong in my life. Like, I normally could do like maybe 15 pull-ups. That day I found out she cheated on me, I did like 34 in perfect form too. Are you doing the like thing today? Are you into it? I mean, I personally am because, listen, money's money, baby. I like the money, honey. But in terms of cracking the algorithm, I would say what helps more is the like. It's funny. It's the free stuff, the likes, the subscriptions, the comments on the videos, the comments in the chat. But getting $100 for an hour and a half of work, it doesn't suck either. So, yeah, I bet you are, Frankfurt. Oh, I'm telling you right now, I'll never forget the day I found out I was cheated on, because the guy she was cheating on me with actually wrote me an email to tell me, which, was not fun to get that email. But I went to 24-hour fitness, which is now John Reed, and I just picked the heaviest weight for every exercise I can do. So at that time, I don't think I'd ever done more than 75 pounds on the dumbbell bench press. I picked up 100 pounds, like 25 pounds more than what I could do, and I got it up. It wasn't like the greatest form, but I just thought of them fucking. And I got that 100 pounds up like it was 75. So, well, cash is king. You can't go into a store and buy something with 48 likes. But in terms of the grand scheme of the algorithm, it's, I mean, YouTube doesn't really tell you how to crack the algorithm, which I guess I understand, because if they told you, then everyone would do it. So it's just one of those things where you have to kind of figure it out on your own, and hope that you just work it. So before we end the stream, let's check out the riots, see if there's any good riots right now. Oh, here we go. The Vegas Travel Companion is real good. Oh. Now, I can't lie to you guys. Half the reason we're watching this is because I want to eat my protein cookie. Permaseal Finishing, $4.99. Stevie has a new product called Lou Chews. I'm scared. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that. No, this is a cookie I've already done a review for. It is. It's the Skippy Peanut Butter Protein Cookie. Very good. Uh-oh. I think the, oh, here we go. I mean, this does look like a war zone. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely got to be a better way. I don't know what the way is, but this ain't it. I'm a great uncle, but no, I've never considered that. Well, with that nurse they just shot, there definitely was a way to. I mean, he was already unarmed. I don't know what's going on here. Thank you for the likes. Look at this fucking guy. What up, hi? You got it, hi-fi. I'll check it out later. I think it is. Yes, they do, Roy Cohn. Indeed, they do. All right, guys, one more minute, and then the stream is over. Thank you for all the generous super chats. Thank you very much, Permaseal Finishing, and the others. Very cool. This will probably be my last stream of the day. My first and last stream of the day. Please check out my newest shorts. Hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys at some point tomorrow. This seems to be a pretty good time for me to stream. So, no, these are ice, as far as I know. You never know, though. I might, be over-caffeinated, and maybe I'll stream later. But I want you guys to be surprised. Earl Skakel, over and out.